I don't know how this is going to go. But sometimes the more scattered I feel, once I start talking, I get focused. And sometimes it's vice versa. I start talking and I'm like, ooh, what's that noise over there? Let me start telling a story about the leaves outside, or about the flora and the fauna, or did you know this about some certain mammal? Why not? I feel like if you know something, you should share it. Not in a know-it-all way, but like, oh look, I have this thing. Do you want to know this thing too? When your intention is to just share and not prove something, then the message gets to be received. But when you're like trying to prove something, like I know this thing and I am right, then people don't really want to listen to what you have to say. There are I say this. We talked about this before. I talked about it. Maybe you listened to it. Maybe you didn't. Talked about being right versus being happy, but then there are, and in that I probably mentioned that obviously sometimes you're just fucking right. Like there are rules to things, or like 2 + 2 is 4. Someone else could argue that it's 5, but it's just fucking not. And you can argue with them, or you can just let it go. Why am I talking about that? Sharing of knowledge. Let me teach you this thing. I just did the math. It was like 42 people today. And I feel like it gives me life rather than takes it away from me. Yeah. It was like a lot of running around. That's like a lot of like little attention to detail. Different than like the amount of hours that I actually was talking out loud is not a lot of hours. It was like 4 hours of talking. And look at me. I'm still talking. Imagine that. You'd think I'd be talked out. Nope, I like to talk and have people listen. So there. Oh, this is good. I like to talk and have people listen. And some of you fucking listen to me. And then you might have a thought about me. Or maybe I show up in your dream. It's not weird. It's not weird. Every time somebody tells me, like, you're going to think I'm so weird. People have had dreams about Michael. People have dreams about me. Or, oh, I can hear your head. I can hear your voice in my head when I practice yoga. Or when I do this specific movement. Or thank you for giving me that feedback about this thing. It changed how I move my body. I get a lot of feedback from people, and I don't think any of it is weird. Yeah, it's not weird. Maybe it's weird to you to say it out loud to somebody else that you thought about them or something. So I hope to be an example of just sharing if what you have to share would be a nice thing to share. It's like the step 9. It's like step 8 is addressing all the amends that you need to make to people that you have done wrong. It's 8 or 9, I don't know, I'm not through the steps. But 9 is when you actually, no, that's right, isn't it? When you actually implement those steps and you go and you make your amends to people, with the exception of if it would do them harm or cause them injury. Russell Brand always says injury. I don't think he means a physical injury, but a mental injury. So you make your amends. Ooh, why am I talking about this? Help. I don't know. Having dreams? Oh, why did we get from having dreams to making amends? Oh, yeah, if you have something nice to share and your only hesitation for sharing is that you feel weird about it, get over it and then you share it because it's nice. It's nice to be nice if you have a nice thing to say. That's why some people think it's weird. I might tell them like, notice that you got a haircut, or compliment on like a specific body part, like, yo, your calves are popping, or look at your fucking, I notice eyebrows a lot. I'm an eyebrow gal. And if I have ever pointed that out to you, be like, oh my gosh, she did say something about my eyebrows. I mean it genuinely. I am always looking for what's working here all the time, whether it's your face, your physical build, or what you're doing with your body, but also like, you know, the weather and all of the elements of things of life. I have to not lean back. Can't lean back. 1, it's harder to hear. 2, I go off into la la land and then I get sleepy. I am already pretty sleepy. Yo, Michael is out. He had not dog ice cream. It was regular, real ice cream, a little dish of it. And then he shared it with the big boys. But he's like super passed out. You gotta look. It's really cute. He said, motherfucker, I know you're filming me. I know you're filming me. Why you do this? Why we do this every night? And then I feel so funny when I go inside afterwards. I don't. Maybe. Who knows? Okay. Oh, guys. So it's been a week since I started taking meds for anxiety. Like a week and a day, because I just took it. You're supposed to take it at nighttime because it might make you sleepy, and I'm already fucking sleepy, so take it at night. So it's harder for me to wake up in the morning. Even harder. But I'm also getting used to it. It's been since April that I've been getting up early 3 days a week. And then the 4 days started like maybe 2 months ago. So I do it a lot. I get up fucking early 4 days a week. That is not my natural state. That's too early. That is too early. It's way too early. I want to get up at 7, I'll tell you. For being very honest, that seems a reasonable time to wake in the morning. I gotta drop Michael off at 6:30 in the morning at daycare because he's being boarded. Because we're going to Rhode Island. Just me and the kids. Just for today, tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow, and then tomorrow's tomorrow. Yep. You can see my friend Patty. How we met is fantastic. So, yeah, it's good to have this theme. This is what is naturally coming up because I didn't necessarily know that I was going to talk about this. I'm just trying to go with the flow rather than force anything to happen. So I don't want this to be work. I'm okay with putting in work of the feedback of, you know, don't lean back or whatever constructive sort of feedback I give to myself. But I don't want to force anything to happen because why? Why the fuck do I have to do that? Everything else is being forced. Everything. All the time. I am purposefully sitting the way that I'm sitting, moving my face the way I'm moving my face. No, that's not intentional. It's just doing what it does. But like how I'm holding my body I'm forcing it to be a certain way. I'm not like fucking relaxed. I can't. Anyway, oh boy. Patty. We met in Baptiste training, typically a yoga teacher training would be 200 hours. So sometimes you might go somewhere for 2 or 3 weeks in a row. You know, you like go there. You go to Spain and you get your yoga teacher training. That seems... Why would you go to Spain? I don't know. I never really understood that. Like you're going on but then, okay. Anyway, so you would do that locally. You could do that, or you can go somewhere else, or locally you could do like these weekend things. So it adds up to 200 hours. That's like your basic, like your associate's degree of yoga, right? If you're going to college, the equivalent. Certainly an associate's degree would take more than 200 hours. Then there's a 500-hour training, which is not actually 500 additional hours, it's 300 additional hours. Totaling 500. So then you could be a registered yoga teacher, 500. Why am I telling you this? Oh, that's your typical thing. Baptiste training, they don't do that. You just go to level 1, and that's 1 week. And that equals 100 hours. You can put the two together and register for Yoga Alliance, in case you wanted to know that. So you go to level 1, then you go to level 2, then you go to level 3. They're all week-long programs, and you go based on, some people have like a decade between level 2 and 3, but some people never do 3. Actually, lots of people don't do 3. It's just up to you. Well, at least that's the way it used to be. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen now. You gotta keep doing it though. Shit works. Gotta be the soldier. Share the message of yoga. It's a good word. That it is a whole life thing, whether you're in a yoga posture or not. Like, right now, I love CrossFit so much. I love coaching CrossFit so much. Part of it because it's new, but also part of it because it's just a totally different energy. And also because I get to be with a lot of people. And I really like being with a lot of people. It fucking feeds me. Because I am an energy sucker. But then I will very willingly give it back. It's like how your heart, okay, it's just like that. Your heart pumps the blood out, like pushes it through your body, but then it also has to receive it at the same time. So I want to keep pumping it out. Let me give all of you everything I have, but then you have to refill me, right? And it takes a village. I make myself sound, I don't know. I feel self-conscious about that, like I'm some sort of fucking ringleader. No, maybe. Ringleader of Baptiste yoga. Can you imagine? In this area, I don't know. Nobody's done it more than I have. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Anyway. Patty, level 3. Boom. Okay. So I had registered for level 3 months prior to its November date in 2015. November. If you remember or not, Dan died in August of 2015. So I was already signed up for level 3 and it was paid for. In fact, I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. And I was like, how do people pay for things when they, listen up, when they don't have the money for it? How do they just like get money? And then I was like, they get credit cards. And then they pay for it eventually, I guess. That's what I did. I don't know that I had a credit card before that. I did. But it was the kind where you just pay it off every month. I think probably. That's what I do now. I buy everything on my credit card and then I just pay it all off every month. So I have fantastic credit. But I have like 0 income, so ain't nobody going to give me no kind of loan or nothing, like for a house or a car. So I'm kind of stuck with everything that I have, which are good things. I have a great house. I don't love its location anymore. And my car, so far, is pretty good. Oh my God, level 3. Can I just tell you the fucking story? Okay. He has died. And now, just a couple months later, I'm supposed to go on this week-long immersive training. And luckily, this one is the one that they decided to hold on the East Coast. So it was only like an hour and a half away from the house. Usually, I did level 1 in Hawaii, which sounds like I just went on vacation, but I definitely did not. Level 2, I did in Sedona, Arizona. Again, it seems like a vacation. Nope, you're working the whole time. The whole fucking time. The only time you do anything is if you book a day before or after. The whole time you're in program, you're in a fucking program. You just happen to be in a really cool location. So anyhow, it was in Phoenicia, like in the Catskills. And on the first night, Baron, it's my teacher, Baron Baptiste. It's like a clearing. But also, he's an intelligent motherfucker because then you can build, because he taught us this, then you can build on that person's experience to create the experience. That's what he means by that. That's why it wouldn't be the same without you here. Like if you ever hear me say that in class, it wouldn't be the same without you here. It's because it wouldn't. Like I am bouncing things off of you, and based on what you give back to me is going to be the next thing that I say for everyone. It's like a really cool ping pong, but it's almost like beer pong. Or like the goldfish bowls. Yeah, like that at the fair. You got the really little goldfish bowls. And then you just toss the ping pong balls in and you see which ones they fall in. Why are we talking about that? Oh, yeah, you're fishing for the content. As long as you have the skeleton and the structure of where we want to go with this, you're just seeking out examples to prove this thing that you already know, this conclusion that you want us to come to. God, that's so smart. And the way that he does it, yeah, you totally could call it like a cult. But they don't ask anything of you. Like, there's no weird shit, like, other than, you know, becoming an affiliate and spending money and stuff. It's not like you have to do things with your blood or, I don't know, like, no weird shit. You don't have to sleep with each other or scar each other. I willingly got the logo tattooed on my arm. Seriously, man, it's been a real big help. Anyway, husband dies. I'm in the hospital. Let's not forget that part. That was very traumatic. That was so traumatic. That's not something that I guess I mourn. I guess I just feel like, oh, it's coming up on this weird time of year because he died. Yeah, he did. And then also remember everything that happened after that. Wow. Guys, that's fucking real. That really happened. Patty. So that really happened. Ugh, it hurts to go back there. So you go to level 3. And the first night, so you go in and it's starts on Saturday night, and you're only there for like dinner time, and then there's like a talking session, and then day 1 is Sunday through the next Friday. So Saturday night is when he's throwing the ping pong balls out into the goldfish dishes, and he said, just, you know, is there anybody, like, what are you dealing with right now? Like, how are you coming into this program? Let me just get a read on, like, where are we at? If you're inclined to share, you're going through something, whatever, you raise an arm. This is not your hand, you know, like, this is, you don't fucking me. Just raise your arm, like, in or out, man. It speaks my language. So he said, what are you dealing with? And he called on me. This is a room of like, I'd say it was less than 100. I think it was like only in the 70s or 80s, where prior to that, like a level 1, there might be, they were capping it at 150. That's so many people. Good job, B. But really, it's us who recruit the people. Yeah, I get how it sounds. They never said it wasn't for financial gain. Anyway. So I raised my arm and I stood up and I was like, yo, this is what happened. My husband died. I tried to kill myself. I was in the hospital. I'm all fucked up and I don't know how that I am here, but I was already signed up for this. So here I am. This is super hard for me. And then Patty found me that night and she told me that she was also a widow. And I was like, oh my God. She was like the first one I met. Her husband had a heart thing, just set it in, and he died. It was like a little life raft, you know? Go, hey. Hey. I understand part of this. Yeah. So anyway, Patty, we're gonna go to her place just for the weekend real quick. Her kids are they're like very close to my kids' age. They're a little bit further apart, just a little. Yeah, so I'm super excited to do that. I said the med update, right? It makes me more tired, harder to wake up, but also like I feel like my eyes are sealed shut with crust. My eyes are crusty. Isn't that weird? That's gross. But that's it. I haven't noticed anything else except for like I feel like I care maybe 1/16 less about dwelling. That's pretty good. It could also be a placebo effect because it's been a fucking week. Let's be real. Okay, the other thing I had written down was turn sorry into thank you. This could be like a whole fucking real long thing. What are we at? 21 minutes. Oh my God. Okay. There's this woman in class today, one of my classes, and yeah. They were in crow pose, and then I was giving her feedback. I was like, oh, do this. And then she came out, and it was when everybody, came out of the pose. And I was like, you gotta blah, 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 blah. I can't remember what I told her. It was relevant at the time. And so I was like, everybody, let's do it again. And then she immediately said sorry. And I was like, why are you saying sorry? And she said, because it's my fault. Meaning it's her fault that everyone has to do the pose again. But it's really not that. It's not punishment. It's not, oh, you have to. Oh, you bad. We better do extra abs because you had a donut. I don't fucking like that shit. In fact, there's a coach. I'm not going to say which one it is. But they used to say things like in the morning report about how the workout was really good and they earned their weekend calories or something like that. Like, no, you shouldn't think of it that way. It's an immature mindset. Because we're trying to build a machine, We're going to build this machine, and rather than putting garbage in it, maybe just don't. Or eat the shit and don't feel guilty about it. Felt like it was an implied guilt. I didn't like that. Maybe it was just because it was coming from a dude. Anyway, how'd we get there? Oh, okay. So, not as punishment, just as an invitation. Hey, she can practice this thing. Why don't you guys all practice this thing too? What we're all doing in the room, what you came here for, is to practice shit. And I'm just asking you to practice this one thing one more time. This is not out of the ordinary. This is for the benefit of all of you. But she sees herself as a burden. And I immediately thought, I've had this interaction with this woman before where she's very apologetic and seems like skittish, like a kitty cat, Like, what's that? Who said? Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, man, what the fuck happened to you? She's called herself stupid before because she didn't know what a pose was. My God, maybe she just got free from an abusive husband or something. She's older. This is what I think about people. I'm not going to say all people because not everybody makes an impression on me. But oddities like that, I really pay attention and I try to figure out what's going on here. What's going on here? What's going on is I'm going to go the fuck to bed. Good night.